The smash burger. So simple, yet so complex. When you think about a smash burger, you probably imagine something dry, but this is because it was made incorrectly. The smash burger should be flavorful and juicy. This burger is backed by science and technique, but without proper understanding, it's doomed to fail. In this video, I'm going to make a smash burger, but I'm going to be focusing on the scientific principles and teaching you the proper techniques so that you can make this masterpiece at home. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is the type of beef and bun needed for a perfect smash burger. Believe it or not, we recommend using a cast iron griddle, burger press, and metal spatula, and we'll explain why. We will dive into the Myed reaction and how the smash burger utilizes this for optimal flavor. We're going to dig into proper smashing techniques, ensuring we get a nice crust on the entire burger. We're going to explain how we retain the burger's juices, which is where most people fail. And finally, we're going to explore how to properly season the smash burger. Now, if you're one of the lucky ones, you've had a beautiful, delicious smash burger. But what's the difference between a regular burger and a smash burger? Well, in my opinion, the difference is that a smash burger highlights what we call the Myed reaction. The Myed reaction is a complex chemical process that occurs when amino acids and reducing sugars interact under heat, leading to the browning of food and the development of complex flavors and aromas. It's this chemical reaction that is responsible for the flavor that we love in our food. Think about a nice steak you've had and the nice brown sear that's been on the outside. Without that sear and without cooking it on a very hot surface, that delicious steak would taste completely different. So with smash burgers, we're highlighting the Myed reaction, or the browning of the meat, to get all the flavors out of it. This reaction begins at about 285 degrees Fahrenheit or 140 degrees Celsius and enhances the taste and texture of the food by producing hundreds of different flavor compounds, which further break down to form new flavorful molecules. It's this transformation which gives cooked food its rich, deep flavor and appealing golden brown color. So before we make the burger, I do make a sauce. All I'm going to put in the sauce is ketchup, garlic, mayonnaise, Worcestershire, sriracha, and pickle juice. Nothing too crazy. I didn't have a recipe for this. I just kind of threw some things together that I had in my fridge. Make it different. Make it however you want. If you want a little bit more spicy, add some more sriracha. If you want more of the umami flavor, add some extra ketchup. But this is what my sauce turned out to look like. So first, let's talk about the kind of ground beef we need. If you can grind beef at home, that's best. But if you got to get it from the store, that's okay too. The beef I'm using in this video comes directly from the supermarket. It's 80% lean, 20% fat. If you have less than 20% fat, in my opinion, it's not going to do your burger justice. The fat is going to melt and it's going to help give a nice color to the burger while also ensuring that the burger stays nice and moist. As the fat renders, it also contributes to the browning process and helps achieve a richer flavor. The rendered fat helps the patty develop a beautiful crust while maintaining juiciness inside. Now let's talk a little bit about the bun. I have another video out there about burgers, and what I said in this video is that I like a nice sturdy bun that can hold a lot of toppings. The smash burger for me is a little bit different. I like a softer bun. A soft, slightly toasted bun is ideal as it provides a gentle contrast to the crispy patty. The bun should be sturdy enough to hold the burger without falling apart, but soft enough to complement the patty's texture. So with the smash burger, you can use one patty. I like to use two. So before I start cooking, I roll my patties into 3-ounce balls. This is what they look like. So if you're making your smash burgers in a professional kitchen, you already have a leg up when it comes to the equipment needed to execute a flawless smash burger, because you have a nice flat top grill probably. So if you have that, great. If not, if you're just cooking it at home, what you're going to want is some cast iron. You can do it in a pan. In this video, I actually have a cast iron griddle, but with cast iron, it holds the heat very, very well. So what I said when I was talking about the Myed reaction is that we're trying to utilize and leverage this heat to get the best color and flavor on our burger. That's why we go with cast iron. It's because it holds all the heat in. And then make sure you have a metal spatula. With a smash burger, we're going to be smashing the burger into the griddle. And you need a metal spatula because we have to scrape all of the burger off the bottom, and it's a little more difficult with a smash burger as opposed to a regular burger. You're going to see this in the video, but it kind of sticks. It's almost like eating a pancake. You have to have metal so that we can get right under the burger and scrape everything off. Now I'm going to toast the bun. Check out my Elements of a Perfect Burger video as I break down why a buttery bun is so important. But long story short, don't be scared of butter. The more you use, the better. Another secret is to flip the top bun upside down on the bottom bun. The steam from the bottom bun will ensure that the top bun stays nice and soft. Now watch this next part closely because I'm going to show you exactly how to smash the burger. By pressing the patty down with our grill weight, we increase the contact surface area between the meat and the griddle. This technique allows more patty to undergo the Myed reaction, leading to more crust formation. The crust is going to be where we get those flavors. The contrast between a crispy exterior and a juicy interior is the hallmark to a well-made smash burger. Now, if you've seen anyone else make a smash burger, you might see them press the meat beforehand. This isn't going to be something I recommend. Can you do it? Sure. Does it work? Absolutely. But it's not as good as when we press it on the griddle and hold it there for a few seconds. By smashing it directly on the griddle, you ensure that every part of that burger is getting a nice caramelization, and it gets the pressure to get that caramelization. So let's talk a second about seasonings. The first thing you're going to notice is that we're going to be smashing this burger, so the patty is going to be really thin. So we don't need a lot of seasoning on this. All I'm going to season it with is salt and pepper. The simplicity allows the beef's natural flavors to shine, especially after undergoing the Myed reaction. You always want to season the meat when it's raw, so that's why we smash it and then season it. But take note that I'm only giving it a pinch of salt and pepper. This is because the patty is so thin, and if I add a lot of salt and pepper, it's going to be way too salty. So be careful with the seasoning, just give it a little pinch of salt and pepper. If you feel the need to add more seasoning, that's up to you, but for me, it's all about getting the natural flavors of the beef. So in the intro, I told you that I was going to give you the secret to a juicy smash burger. Well, here it is. The secret's quite simple. Only smash it once. Once you smash it, you don't touch it again. A lot of cooks at restaurants especially are impatient. They're going to flip it and press it again. You can't do that because as soon as you press it a second time, all of the juice comes out. So if you want to retain the juice, the secret lies in the fat of the burger. When you smash the patty just once, the fat in the meat is still relatively cold and solid. This cold fat retains more juice, which then gets locked into the meat as it cooks. If you smash the patty again after it started cooking, the fat will have begun to render and liquefy, which can lead to more juice being expelled and a drier patty. So by smashing only once, you ensure that you retain the juice of the burger, which in the end is going to give you a nice, juicy, delicious burger.